Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. It's about that time. The Diddy Boppers have come to play. And we just come to speak. Okay? We just come to share. Now, it is an industry takedown going on right now. And I feel like anybody that see themselves attached to anything to do with Tory, um, whether that's a friend, associate, or anything like that, I feel like it's an industry takedown right now. Because we're going to talk about it. But besides that, this Diddy situation, all the Diddy boppers is coming out. Take a good note. Take a good note at the ones that defend this man and think this man did absolutely nothing wrong. They feel like he did absolutely nothing wrong and that he got a shot at beating his case and getting out and going free. Pay attention to them motherfuckers. Because if ain't nobody told you, I will. So if you're tuning in, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm your humble host. Let's get into it. But before we do,
Man, oh man. Here we go, y'all. This brings us to part 3. Day 3 of trial of Diddy. And then we got the whole Tory Lanez situation. We got the daddy speaking out. So much shit going on. And yes, I'm gonna be live. Y'all might get the AI version of me, but you still gonna get the real version of me. I just like doing this shit because I can rub it in other motherfuckers that think they know everything. Step ahead here. Anyway, I'm your humble host, Mr. Mass. You are tuned in to Mr. Mass TV. Hit that like, comment, subscribe, whether on whatever platform you are, whether it's Twitch, whether it's Rumble, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook, whether it's whatever. Okay, I appreciate y'all for stopping by. I fucks with you 100%. You feel me? Now we finna go live, okay, in a little bit, and when we do, I'm gonna need y'all to hit the likes, get them likes up, get them likes up. Let me get my followers up. Follow me on all platforms as you can, okay? Because it's finna get serious. Now, I know the Diddy Boppers is out there, but Diddy Boppers, y'all can hold on, because we're gonna get to y'all. But we gotta talk about this Tory Lanez situation first. So, like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into it. Mr. Mass TV, yeah. And another damn thing, I noticed that I am getting blackballed, okay, from a lot of different areas and a lot of different angles. But guess what? You can't stop me. I'm gonna keep coming until further news. Let's get it.
Welcome to Mr. Mask TV, your go-to YouTube channel. Join us for exciting content. Support us with your donations. Cash App Mr. Mask TV. Every bit helps us grow. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. At Mr. Mask TV, we create entertaining videos. From reviews to challenges, there's something for everyone. Join our community today. Your support makes a difference. Help us reach new heights. Why choose Mr. Mask TV? We offer unique content, engaging, fun, and informative. Join our growing family. Your support fuels our passion. Together, we can achieve more. Ready to join us? Visit Mr. Mask TV on YouTube. Subscribe for the latest updates. Donate to the Cash App Mr. Mask TV.
Welcome to the show, it's Mr. Mass TV. Serving all the drama just the way it should be. Stars and news making headlines daily. Turn up the volume, let's span it through globally. Entertainment drama, it's all in our queue. Celebrities and headlines coming straight to you. Stay tuned, stay bright, we got the newest scoop. Mr. Mass TV.
fuck all that other shit. I got something to say, man. I got something to say, man. I got something to say, man. It's gonna go down. Because I'm starting to peep some shit. I'm starting to peep a lot of shit. I need it. I need it. What is that? I'm starting to peep a lot of shit that's going on. Okay? Now, all of a sudden, the shit that happened with Tory, right? So Tory get jabbed up in jail. Okay, get rushed to the place that he needs. Then the shit suddenly happened. Not saying that it is connected to anything, but I'm just saying allegedly the shit that happened and went down with DDG, him and Haley. Okay, and then connects the dots when Chris Brown just made a post saying free Tory. And today Chris Brown gets locked up. Is it an industry shakedown? What's really going on in Hollywood? Because it's a season, and I'm just gonna break down the difference. The shit with DDG put out that song with Tory. When Tory was speaking from jail. Tory said a lot of shit on that song. Just saying. Tory said a lot of shit on that song. He said he was gonna get out by the end of this year and all that shit. And look what's happening now. Mighty strange. I don't know. Like it's a lot going on here. We finna break it down. So let's get into it. I'm starting off with Diddy shit. We gonna go back and forth. I can't start off with which one to do. I feel like they both connected because it seems like Tory was supposed to speak at Diddy trial as well, but they don't never want to talk about that and bring that up. Why was Tory finna speak and what happened? Well, we all know what happened. Tissa Tell, she finna tell it all. Okay, Tissa Tell was on day what? Four? Day four, three, okay, at the courtroom, okay, spilling the tea, spilling the beans, everything on the Diddy trial. Let's take a gander. Shouts out to Tissa Tales. If you don't know Tissa Tales on YouTube, check out her platform. Go follow her channel. All that. She make good content. She been on Diddy neck for shit. I feel like a while now. Shit, over a year. At least she been on Diddy neck. Strong. I know him, his
Are
team can't
live
tear
outside
her.
Sean Diddy Combs
She be on it.
trial. There has been, I had to sneak and give y'all some updates. There has been a shocking update in the stand. If you guys don't know, Cassie is still on the stand. But the thing is, it is the cross direct. What is that? The prosecution already had her up there for 2 days and established her story. They did an amazing job. But Diddy's team has now sunk their claws into Cassie. And when I tell you there is a disturbing twist of events, we have to talk about. On top of that, the prosecution was fighting tooth and nail to make sure that text messages got left out. They put these messages up on the big screen and had Cassie read them out, and the things these messages said, y'all, I was sitting there like, oh, this cannot be good. But then the other half of me, the part that's a woman first, said, but hold up, because we got to talk about this. You guys, let's get into this. So much stuff happened in court.
So they released some messages. The defense of Cassie texting back and forth of who? Her and Diddy? That's what it seemed like.
And your girl, these earrings are bothering me, but they look better in real life. But your girl had to
I ain't gonna lie.
something longer.
Tissa Tales fine as hell. Y'all tripping.
Later on tonight, when I leave the
Fine as
courthouse,
hell.
immediately for a long live outside the courthouse, first impressions, and then we'll do another live later on. I will say one thing, shout out to Misa Hilton. I don't know what's going on, but I think Diddy, the people around Diddy are realizing this mofo is probably going to jail. Misa did an interview and said, well, guess what? I'm not here to support Diddy. I'm here to support my son. Hey, how are you? I'm here to support my son, Justin. And that's it. And that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. You cannot fault a mother's love. All we got to do is fault somebody standing by a monster. So again, let's get into this, right? Listen, again, I'm just going through my notes really quick. Shocking testimony. Let me give a little teaser of what they had Cassie read up while her husband was in court. Again, I think this was to humiliate Cassie. I really do, because
Now, I don't think they know this, but Cassie's husband was the one. Oh shit, my background is yeah. That's what they say allegedly. Cassie's husband was the one that told her to bring this shit in and tell on Diddy. I don't think a lot of sources understand that how that works. Like this girl had to go therapy, all type of shit. For her to be even in the fucking courtroom right now is crazy. But hey, to each his own. Like I said, to certain people, this man can do no wrong. No wrong. He didn't do nothing wrong. No. What? They take up for him. His people. Shit, a lot of people.
I don't think that it really showed, but it didn't. Cassie said, I'm thinking about, can I say this without getting demonetized? Let me try to walk around this. She said, I'm thinking about licking those D's from the balls to the T.I. and feeling it touch the back of my throat. This is what she was telling Diddy when she was emailing him about fantasizing about the free golf, all right?
That's too deep into hold the fuck up. Woo. Look. My bad, that's a little too long. My bad, y'all. Hold the fuck up. I mean,
The defendant said, you're very beautiful, very charming. And this is before they started getting the questions. She was like, oh, thank you. And then the whole courtroom laughing. Cassie just politely, again. But Cassie was not laughing on the stand. Anyway, y'all, listen, I also want to give a shout out to everybody. You guys listen. Oh, my God.
let's get to this.
We sit from the actual courtroom. She ran up to the well, and she was literally advising the whole defense team on what to do. Had her notes out, do this, do that. Mark was not alone. The rest of the defense team came. They were all listening to her like, okay. Literally, she is the brains out of this. And I would say Diddy should have hired her, but she is busy defending the cutie patootie we know as Luigi Mangione, right? Macy, thank you so much for the super chat. You said keep up the good content. So she is busy representing cutie patootie Luigi Mangione. Okay, so let's see. So then Mark Agnifilio gets caught in one of his, Minnie Moose said, thanks for all your hard work, Miss Tisa, you're welcome. So Mark Agnifilio gets caught in one of his Mark Agnifilio lies, okay? Mark Agnifilio goes on to say that he talked to the defense because they're arguing over whether some evidence can be admitted. He said, I already talked to Mark Agnifilio, Yana. It was like, Yana, we talked to prosecution. Prosecution said there would be no problem. We told them. So the judge was like, wait, but did you tell them it was going to be explicit sexual messages in favor? And if you did, you told them they agreed to it? Because if the prosecution agreed to it, then we can just wrap this up now. So Mark Agnifilio was like, yes, Yana, I believe we did. I have to check, Yana, but I believe we agreed to it. And I'm like, here go another Mark Agnifilio tall tales. You got to check everything that man says. So after that,
Lying in the courtroom should be just disbarred as is. So if they lying on the fucking stand, what?
Maureen Comey jumps up and she is a beast. She is going to be running Southern District in New York in a few years because she is so good. Also, I wanted to give to Liz, and you said, and I'm so glad that when I do wake up, I have you to listen to. Keep on going. Says thank you so much, Liz King, and I'm sending you healing, positive, regenerative energy. Santochia Ibaka said you're doing an amazing job. Thank you. I hope I pronounced Santochia. Thank you so much. And Tawana Singleton said thanks. Already made my ruling. He said there's no basis to admit these crazy messages that you want. There is no issue here. Actual examination is not impaired, so you don't even need to have all that nasty stuff in there. And he said the prohibitive value is zero. Prohibitive value is like you want to balance fairness, right? Like if I put this in this, will they give the defense a fair shake or will give the prosecution a fair shake? You always want to, since the prosecution has the responsibility to prove, responsibility to share. And also he said I'm going to be involved in what the definition of intimate in nature and innuendo covered by the rule, right? That's right. The judge took away their gotcha moment and the defense doesn't know what to do. Hold on, we about to get to Cassie's shocking text, right? Also Ashley Perrymount said hopefully your notes will turn into a best-selling book one day. It's my gratitude, your hard work. Clock that T. Thanks for the coverage, T, sir. Thank my co-worker Lauren are watching you from our office at work. What's up, Lauren? What's up, Tyler Gemini? Keep the commentary.
I'm off today.
Oh, are you really? Oh, okay. Andrea and Boatman, thank you so much for the super chat. Is, you know, Latanya Hardy, thank you so much for the super chat. And Anthony, so much. And also Vanessa, thank Brian at this point still stays by Diddy. They seem, the defense team seems to be
But get to the point. Damn. It's like, what the hell? Didn't really shit go on today. Just say that shit. Damn.
Westmoreland, or maybe she
For
just
all
wants
of
to see
those damn text messages. The fuck? Damn, Tessa,
the cut. Mark
you supposed to be telling.
over in huddles with Diddy and Brian. So then there's a text messages where Cassie says, I can't wait either. And then it says, I'm thinking about licking. She sent him a message saying, I'm thinking about licking those D's from the B balls to the top and feeling it touch the back of my throat. And down with the itching giggles in the beginning, but she said it turned into something of violence and slavery. And here's the thing, I do not think that Cassie realized she was getting some old Detroit pimp grooming on her. Like, this is straight up pimp 101, and she didn't even realize.
That's what it is the whole fucking time. He was pimping her. That's what he do with all his girls. That's why he allegedly put all his girls on payroll and get them a certain amount that they get every month. He been pimping since been pimping. And I'm sure he just don't do it with women. Because from what they've been exposing, just saying.
Is what was going on. All that mess Diddy was saying, it was just to get her where he wanted. Terry Thomas, thank you so much for the super chat. All right. Listen. So anyway, Cassie then they made Cassie read this email. She said, I want to feel safe letting go. I like you. I want that. I need to feel safe. The only person that will have that will see my aggressive side of me will be my husband. That my only man. I said that last time I thought it was a mistake. I felt dirty and grimy. I get nervous that I'm just the person who you get your fantasies off with and not anyone, right? And the defense was like, so you feel like you'd never be a full girlfriend? I said, did you read the message I just...
The defense is fucking slow. That's what I'm saying. They trying to find evidence and they trying to build up anything they can, but they can't on this case because in reality, anything that they say or bring up about this man against this girl is gonna bounce back on him because she's there for the reason. He's the reason that they're there for the whole situation shit. And not only that, all this shit is getting exposed. And I feel like what the defense don't understand is the shit that comes out on this case can open a whole nother can of worms for more. Especially if elder people, including celebrities, get drawn into it. And I feel like they understand that a little bit, but they're trying to prevent that. So they best bet that they got of attack is coming at Cassie. They're trying to expose her for what she did at these freak-offs. When everybody in the whole world already know how to type the girl that Cassie was. It doesn't work that well. And the girl pregnant in court. She's showing up pregnant. She showed up on the stand looking like she in fear. She ain't even giving Diddy no attention. Y'all keep paying attention talking about how her husband keep walking in and out. Y'all need to stop paying attention to her husband, pay attention to her. Because y'all, all this shit when y'all keep talking about Diddy's team presented, I'm pretty sure her and her team got some shit too. I'm just saying. And this is just the get-go. Not saying that Tissa Tales is wrong because Tissa Tales is right on the money and she's not a Diddy ass kisser or Diddy bopper. You know, she been coming out for a long ass time. Her fucking who else? Jaguar, people like that. They're coming out exposing motherfuckers like this. Women, not men. Not too many men do that. I don't see too much. Too many.
Just said that it made me feel grimy, dirty. I feel like I'm
the Diddy boppers be the men more than it be the women. Shit, if you want to be technical.
your plaything. I feel like
Them
you're
be the ones
keeping me
with the
at a
feeling.
point that I don't understand. And they're just like, so you're mad you couldn't be his girlfriend? Are y'all dumb? Like, again, I feel like there's going to be some hardcore people that just don't understand consent that's going to be doing this mess, you know? Anyway, what's going on? Hold on. Tracy K. Richardson, thank you so much for the super chat. What's going on? Hold on. It's like some drama over there. People are about to fight. Yes, I was that person in high school that was always looking. If I heard there was a
Yo,
fight, I was the first one to run out of class and go see what was going on because I had to tell everybody else what was happening. But
her ass was born nosy.
anyway, oh, also, Justin Clark, thank you so much for the super chat. Again, that's what she said. So it's kind of like, so again, to me in that message, it seemed like Cassie was wavering even back then in 2009. It seemed like she was waking up to what the true dynamic of their relationship was.
She literally said that you fantasize off of me doing these things. And she don't feel right about it. How the fuck you gotta flip that onto him? To her. I don't understand that shit. That is crazy to me.
Right? Now they're trying to suggest that the freak offs were motivated because it was mutually beneficial. I look at it as Detroit pimp grooming, but also, you know, how could she actually feel safe? She was right. Hey, how are you? Oh, you always look great, Chloe. Yeah, are you just showing up?
Okay.
And they're like, you had a successful album. You were modeling. You're beautiful and charming. And that's when Cassie, hey, what's up? How you doing? Thank you. And that's when Cassie was like, she literally said thank you because we all giggle when they're like, Cassie's so beautiful and so charming. And she is. She is. I see why every man around her fell in love because, yes, sir. Justin Clark, thank you so much for the super chat. I already thanked you, but let me thank you again. Also, I want to give a shout out to, hold on, y'all. I want to give a shout out to Leave Me for Dead on the Side of the Road. I get people saying you need to stand up and be responsible. Okay, yeah, maybe there's an argument to be made, but at what point do we look at the monster that did that and say, what the hell is wrong with you that you wanted to beat me up and leave me for dead on the side of the road? Where is your moral obligation to be your brother's keeper? Where is your moral obligation to not take recklessly and abandon? It's crazy to me. Sorry guys, long night. It is crazy to me, and I mean crazy to me, that people think that because I allow you, if I give you access to my bank account and you spend every dollar and leave me homeless, I get people being like, that's your own stupidness. Who told you to give them your card? But where's the moral obligation for the other person being an absolute piece of shit and a moral person? When as a society are we going to start saying you cannot treat others like that? I don't care if they let you do it. You have no right to do it. And that's where the federal government comes in. I don't care if an individual lets you treat somebody like that. You have no right to treat someone.
No right to treat no human being like that. Nobody does. And that's the point that y'all don't understand. Y'all keep saying all this extra other shit. Yeah, but she liked it. She enjoyed it. She did this and none of this. You have no fucking humanly right to do somebody like that against their will. Easily. Like, what the fuck?
Everybody want to talk about accountability and standing up and this and that when it is the victim. But when are we going to start holding the predators accountable? Because you need to take personal responsibility.
Man, somebody finally fucking saying something. Y'all defend these motherfuckers, but y'all don't never want to hold them accountable. When are you going to? Call them out for what the fuck they is. Expose their ass. What the fuck you scared for?
Too. And part of treating somebody like a rag doll is that when they say I don't want it, you might be held accountable and you might be sued. And if you don't want to be sued, stop treating people like they are party favors and disposable. Baby, you stand up and be accountable because that's what happened. So anyway, Patty Fucci, thank you so much for the super chat. But honestly, I'm getting...
Let that be known. Let that be something that said that Cassie be a door open for a lot of other women or anybody else in these positions to come out and say something. If you've been dealing with this shit, let us not stop there. Let it keep fucking going. Because how the fuck else are you gonna get rid of these motherfuckers that's like that? Y'all tell me. Just saying.
In society that we say because somebody said you could do it, it's okay to do it. It is not. You have to have boundaries on your own self. And if you don't want to have boundaries, then you have to be prepared that somebody might come back and sue you and say that you were a monster. And you have to be prepared for the fact that I will be out here in court on live saying you were an MF monster and baby, you gonna pay for it. S. Hill and Associates LLC, thank you so much for the super chat.
Facts. She ain't lied about one thing she said. She don't sound to Tisha Tales. Now, y'all know I gotta go double sided, so I gotta go to the ass kissers of the situation. The motherfuckers that always want to speak on Diddy, but have their own opinion and putting their audience in a whole fucking trance on that shit. Shit, most of their audience members is Diddy boppers any fucking way, to be honest. But I got a flip flop. We gonna get back to Diddy. Okay, cause I'm gonna go back. But the shit that went down with Diddy G, we gonna go into first, and then we gonna go into the Chris Brown shit. So tune in.
I wonder if I should
Shout
raise
out
my
to
prices.
shouts out to the Breakfast Club. Even though they sources ain't always 100% accurate, they sources do kind of lean to a side.
So
Or
Halle Bailey.
so even though that is the case, they do come out with somewhat, I'd say probably like 60-70% real information. Okay. So if you debunk this shit correctly, you can get it, okay? But other than that, a lot of these motherfuckers is kiss ass. They team Diddy's. You can tell them which ones is the Diddy boppers. From Charlemagne, from DJ Envy. I feel like DJ Envy at one point kind of started waking up a little bit because he be y'all just pay attention. But you could tell which ones is the Diddy boppers and just team Diddy. I'm just saying.
Has filed and was
Oh,
actually
or team, whatever you want to call. Okay, who they work for. Okay, you could tell who they work for. Let's just say it like that. Damn, I shouldn't have said that.
granted a restraining order against Didi G, who is her child's father. She alleges that he has been physically, verbally, and emotionally and financially abusive. So for a background really quickly, they were together for it was like 2 years. They began dating in 2022. They broke up back in October, and she said the reason why they broke up was his temper. She alleges that he had a really bad temper and he couldn't control it. She filed these documents.
So DDG got the. I feel like this to me because look, I done been there, done that. Even when they say you do and you don't, you a black man. You just gotta look. It just is what it is. America loves to pull that. I'm not saying that it's not, but I'm just saying that it's one of the things that happen, especially when you're as a black man. You get that I'm an angry black man fucking thing that they put on you. Oh, he act out of anger. Oh, he's always mad. You gotta watch him. He has an anger problem. Yada 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 such. It's something that they've been doing since the fucking 50s. And to be honest, that narrative is getting really fucking old. Especially if you televising it and showing that shit to the public and you see it in action. Okay, I'm just saying. Because we talking about a motherfucker that do streaming, and not only do he do streaming, he do LLR, and that's in real life streaming. So I'm just saying.
Documents Tuesday in LA, and she says that things begin to get physical.
IRL. I said IRL is what it's called.
She alleges things got physical with him in January. She said that's when the breakup happened. She says that one time DDG came over to pick up their son Halo. She tried to start a conversation with him about child visitation schedule because in the document she's saying that.
But did y'all talk about the visitation forms? Did y'all talk about the visitation that he is getting? The 1 hour a day or a week or whatever visitation rule that he have set up with his kid that he feel like is unfair. Did anybody speak on that? Nope.
She's been trying to get a set schedule. They both are entertainers. They're both busy, but he wants to allegedly pop up, demand Halo whenever it's
I'm
convenient for
sorry,
him.
y'all. I'm playing devil's advocate.
And sometimes it doesn't work for her, and then it creates
mad.
issues. So she said that they were having a conversation
Y'all gonna get both sides over here, okay? Fuck you talking about. I'm playing devil's
about the
advocate.
schedule, and then things kind of went left. She said that
Cause I just might find it mighty strange that with that shit with Tory Lanez when they did that video, and DDG was one of the first artists to put that nigga. Well, I wouldn't say put him on, but actually get that nigga to speak his mind. From behind bars where he was already dropping music. Okay, and he said a lot of shit while he was. You better go listen.
this conversation was happening, she was assisting in buckling Halo into his car seat. And then that's when she claims that DDG grew agitated and repeatedly said, "Get out of my car, B word." She says that she then, got up. She began to get upset because the baby started to cry, and she got nervous about DDG leaving with him because the baby was in such an aggravated state. She didn't want him to leave the baby. And then that's when they started wrestling, allegedly. And she says that during the wrestling, she alleges DDG pulled her hair, slammed her face on the steering wheel, and chipped her tooth. Now here's a photo of the chipped tooth that we have here. And
that's evidence. Take notes. Y'all keep talking about how did he get to lose custody and all this extra shit, because she has presented evidence, okay, of the situation, and it went to the public. From there, from it going to the public, well, I wouldn't even say it went to the public first. She probably used that. Actually, no, she did. They did get the pictures out there and went to the public. It did go to the public first. I feel like it went to the public first before it went to the court or the system, before they gave it to the judge or whatever, and the person that decided the factor. But either way, DDG, where he at in the state that he in California, you gonna get screwed anyway, bro, because they in favor of the women automatically. You gotta understand them states that's out there, them liberal states, they gonna be in favor of the women automatically, bro. I mean, not saying that that's bad or anything like that. I'm just calling it for what it is. Certain states that work like that. But besides that, yeah, I feel like the evidence was presented, and this is what she needed to go to the courts and get full custody of her son, and then she did that and used that against him. And she also did it under the radar without him knowing. I don't know if that was because she was scared, like they say she was. I'm not even saying that DZG didn't do this or what she's saying that she did. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm playing both sides of the spectrum. Okay, I'm giving the world from what the world sees. Okay. The world ain't never seen DDG act like that out of anger. Okay, because if anything, he never showed it like that, at least on stream or anything like that. So, I mean, from my aspect, I don't know, but anyway, you never know. But all I'm saying is, it's so easy to pray and put a target on somebody like him, because we always get faced with that angry black man, you know, situation. And this is why you get a lot of charges with domestic violence, shit like that in that situation. Okay. It's just something that's been going on for years. It is. Especially in certain states that's in favor, like I said. That's not me being mean or anything like that. That's me being 100% factual and literally telling y'all like that's how it works.
She also says that she was in pain, she was crying, and although although they stopped fighting, she was still worried about Halo, so she remained in the car for the ride over to DDG's house. But when she got there, she revealed to his family right away what had happened. And once they told her that they would take care of me, she left. She said she was hysterical. She had bruises all over her body and on her arms. Specifically on her arms were the ones that she took pictures of and she included in the filing where she requested this restraining order, which she was then granted. And she also
which she wasn't granted.
DDG, look, if you actually did this, bro, you foul. But there ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it, bro. But I don't know. I don't know, okay? Because look, he ain't never showed that side to the world. And this motherfucker, he do the IRL shit. He strain, he do that. He be on more screen than any regular rapper or anything. So if there ever was a chance that this nigga could have overreacted, or did some anger shit, he ain't never show it. Even from the situations that he did, shit, he checked his sister boyfriend. His sister boyfriend came at him, and he still held his temper. So, I'm kind of scratching my head right now because I'm trying to keep it civilized. Because something ain't adding up. And then I was on team. Well, I wouldn't even say I don't even know no team. Okay, I'm neutral. Neutral gang all the way. Okay, all this shit except for Diddy. Diddy did that shit. I don't give a fuck who get mad. Y'all get mad when fuck y'all want to. All except for Diddy. Diddy did that shit. Okay, but yeah, I'm neutral. But what I'm trying to fucking realize, I'm trying to fucking figure out is if the dude literally IRL in real life been showing himself, like I don't know. Though he did have another ex that said that Ruby Rose did say that he had a little temper and anger problem. So this ain't the first time you done heard this shit. So I don't know. But either or, the evidence was presented. She reported that shit. She reported
She
the
was
court.
granted. So she included the photos of her arm, the photos of her chipped tooth, and she talks about some of the things that she's been dealing with. She says that he'll allege things that like she's not letting him see the kid, but then she added text messages in where she was talking to his mom and she was trying to figure out how he could see the baby before they went away on the trip. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a conversation around if she was dating Brent Faiyaz or not because.
Okay. You just said if he did not see his eye, we got to get this paperwork. Because what I'm hearing and what the streets are saying and what the family is saying, the visitation rights is already messed up. They said the course is in favor of Haley. They say Haley get way more time than DDG do get with his own kid. And if he do get extra time, he got to beg for it. This is what the streets saying. Y'all not finna play devil's advocate. See, this is why I love exposing motherfuckers like the Breakfast Club or anybody out there that swear they know what they doing or what the fuck they talking about. Y'all gonna spin shit to y'all certain audience and put it in y'all perspective to y'all certain audience because y'all have a slightly slim, dumber down ass audience. Y'all can't fuck with a nigga like me, okay? I'm streets with a little bit of nerd too, okay? Motherfucker, I'm an inventor. I invent shit. Y'all motherfuckers could never, okay? But to each his own. You have to fucking get out of that concept or trying to put the whole prospect of the woman thing first, okay? Because as I said, society in certain places, in certain states, they are in favor of the woman automatically. Not saying that it is a bad thing, but that's just how it is. Okay. Well, like what Mike F said, whoever got the phone first and called first, that's who go to jail when the police come up and show up. Because they're gonna be like such and such called. So somebody needs to go in because you said it was a physical altercation, yada 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 this. We not showing up here for nothing. You feel me?
as people thought they were alleging that she was away on this trip.
And also, no face, no case. She presented evidence. DDG ain't had no evidence to show and proof that he didn't do the shit that she said that he did. She ain't show text messages or anything like that. She had text messages, pictures. She had show her teeth, the before and after pictures. It's like this shit was strategically planned.
With Brent Faiyaz with baby Halo.
Never heard that in my life.
That was a thing. It was a thing online, and she says that because of that, DDG began to text her like articles that, and she actually has screenshots of text messages allegedly from DDG in this doc. Basically, he's like, "Yo, this is foul. Hey, you got Halo. Watch when I go on a trip. I'm gonna do my big one when I go on a trip." And she saying to him like, "You not tired of like harassing me, like leave me alone."
They weren't together.
They weren't together at this point. So she included all of this into the doc. She filed a police report. From there, the judge said, "Okay, I'm going to give you a restraining order." So
what is financial abuse?
Financial abuse can be like where.
How many people show of hands? How many people would say if you a baby daddy and you and your baby mama's relationship and you a good ass baby daddy, show of hands, and you always there and you're doing everything that you're supposed to do. Your baby mama can't leave and go say, "Oh my not shit ass baby daddy, he ain't doing shit like he's supposed to do." This. She can't leave and go to her friends and say that shit, okay? Because not only is you showing that you're a good daddy to her and everybody else, you showing to the world too. Okay? So if that was the case, and y'all not together, but I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10 the niggas still hitting that. If y'all still meeting up and doing what the fuck y'all want to, y'all call that shit play for all y'all want to. If you a baby daddy, anybody anywhere know how it fucking works. Some way, somehow, this is my. Oh shit! Should I say it? Should I take a spin or a gander? One or the other, they still was screwing each other. Maybe it was some anger hookups or some shit happened in the situation. We just throwing shit out there, okay? You won't say allegedly. And one of the other, somebody fucks with somebody they ain't like. They ain't like the other person being around that other person. So that shit took them and drove them to a whole nother level. See, the one thing about is when you not together and you in that baby mama, baby daddy relationship, and you still screwing, even though you might have other relationships on the side, that shit not only interfere with that, but it also fucks with your head tremendously. You'll be running in fucking circles, I'm telling you. And that shit will make you snap, crackle, and pop. So, as I'm putting two and two together, I don't know.
You refusing to pay for something,
Yeah, that's
refusing to
true,
share in
yeah,
something,
that's true.
things of that nature. But yeah, so this is where they are now. DDG was just up here though. Remember he talked about
Yeah.
where he stood with Halle. Let's take a listen.
At one point, you said that you actually would get back with Haley. You know, at one point you said that. Do you still feel that way?
I don't know where the world might take me.
Yeah.
But right now I'm single, super single.
I saw you say that on one of your live streams you were trying to get to a point of peace with her as far as co-parenting.
Yeah, we cool.
Yeah.
Figuring it out.
How do you get to a point of peace if you're constantly doing that? Like constantly putting your life and your information, even about your relationship with her, on that?
I mean, this is the most consistent I've been just because I'm single. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like in a relationship, you gotta sacrifice time. Like, no matter how much you do this or how much understanding your girl might have, it's always gonna be some type of like, all right, when we gonna watch a movie, nigga? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's with any girl. But the reason I've been so consistent and like streaming for such long hours is because I have a lot of time to myself, which is, you know, that's a positive for me.
Do you put that in your music? Because I also saw you saying that you wish you could spend more time with your son.
Yeah.
So do you is that therapeutic to put it in your music, or do you even put it in your music?
About spending
Just
time with my son?
all this stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Horrible. I know that was hard for Halle to do because, you know, DDG is a god on the internet, and those screamers, those chat folks are going to harass the hell out of her.
It's already started, and
I'm sure.
she's mentioned that in her.
Oh shit! Here we go. Here we go with the whole harassing shit. And yeah, one thing Charlamagne ain't lying about, DDG has a huge following, huge fan base, huge support group behind him, and a team behind him. And he been doing this for a while. Shit, to be honest, if you want to be technical, DDG is like the Gucci Mane that was Gucci Mane back then. You know, the young nigga that be putting niggas on and can say that he put this person on, this person on, this person on, and ain't even ask for it or get nothing in return for it. Yeah, he one of those, I feel like. He been doing this shit for a while too. But
Too, that she gets harassed anytime his fans get in a frenzy.
Yeah.
But it's already started. People are basically like saying that she's just doing this just to be doing it, like she's always messing with him. He was actually live on stream when he found out he was live on stream with Aiden Ross. And
Crazy.
Aiden Ross kind of gave the insinuation that this is all for her just like stirring up the pot. Let's take a listen to Aiden.
Wouldn't it be cool if building
they
a site
always
felt like
love
working in
fucking
your
with the
favorite design
framers,
tool?
man.
With Framer, it is.
The motherfuckers that don't be making that.
Why are they saying GGTMZ?
I mean, I ain't gonna get me wrong. Aiden done said some off the wall shit. Aiden got a little zest to his ass. Don't get me wrong. Aiden is a little zesty motherfucker, okay? But at the end of the day, some shit that Aiden be saying, I don't know.
All right, I'm looking at her story now. Don't even.
That's not even real.
All that.
But that can't even be real. That's the thing.
But don't even. But you remember we talked about last night? All that. Let me say something. It's not.
No, I'm saying, but I don't know where that even came from.
Remember, hold the fuck up. What he meant by remember what we talked about last night. Hold on.
Stop these fake allegations. This is a father. This is a real person. It's a good human being.
But I don't.
But hey, bro, we on stream, bro.
Come on, like I gotta be.
Just don't do it, bro. Come here. Back. That's my friend. We're not gonna do no false in the stream.
Yeah, so that was Aiden Ross. But she was granted a domestic violence restraining order, and according to the restraining order, DDG has.
She was granted. Now let's hear about the restraining order. These are the requirements for DDG.
To stay 100 yards away, and the judge gave her permission to take nearly the 18-month-old son Halo to Italy, where she'll be filming a movie for 2 months coming up.
And Halle got a lot of receipts, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I told you. She got text messages in this doc that she filed. She has photos. A judge is not going to grant a restraining order just off of like oh my God, I think this is happening.
Now they speak in my language. Now she talking the facts. That's why I'm saying she presented the evidence in the court. That's how it works. Okay. No face, no case. I gotta understand how the system works. You can't go up there and say, "Well, yeah, I've been a good parent too, such and such. This I've been doing my this." If you ain't got no proof or nothing that's showing that, or none or proof or showing that you didn't do this shit that she's saying that you did to her, then hey,
To me, you have to show what you're talking about, at least enough for a judge to say, okay, I want to keep you safe until we figure out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, or I don't want anything to happen. So let's separate y'all two, keep y'all away from each other, and let's look more into this. Let's investigate, figure out what's going on.
And she did what you should do in that situation, right? She went to the police.
Yeah.
Like, she went to the courts. She was granted a restraining order.
She did exactly what she should have did in the situation. And I'm not protecting anybody. Like I said, I'm not putting one inside of anything. I'm just putting, look, neutral. I'm gonna look neutral, giving both sides of perspective. But she did what she was supposed to do in that situation. Though, if it did happen before, I feel like she did wait it. But still, she still waited and presented evidence. She had text messages. She had photos. She had the shit that the two shit.
I'm sure there's more to come in regards to the law. And that's why I'm saying you can play on the internet in the court of public opinion, but in the real world, the court of law is what matters.
Yeah, well, speaking of court, real quick, I did want to talk about yesterday, Cassie in court running us through that.
Back to Diddy.
Yeah, back to Diddy. Running us through the video of her being dragged in that hotel room back in 2016. So people have been trying to figure out kind of like what the narrative is. Was she trying to get away from a freak off, or was this two people so jealous, so upset? Cassie says that was her trying to leave a freak off 100%. She says that she had shot Diddy a text message, which they brought up in court. In that text, she's texting him and saying, I want to F-O so bad. That's how they talked about freak offs. The text is to Pop Up. She calls him Pop Up because she alleges that he wanted her to call him what she used to call her grandfather.
And this weird ass nigga laughing in the background. Like the shit is funny. Charlamagne, you a fucking character. And the fact that see, this is why I don't want to speak on this Diddy shit, because the fact that these motherfuckers.
I was about to say, Pop Up is for granddaddy.
Yes, I used to call my Pop Up, my grandfather Pop Up. Now
Well, that's when you know the girl way too young for you. Yeah,
Pop Up.
It's one thing when the girl say daddy.
Yeah.
Pop Up.
She said on the stand too, she was like, yeah, weird, I know, but whatever. But anyway, so there's text between Baby Girl and Pop Up, her and Puff, and she's talking about.
Oh, come on, man.
It's BB.
Baby Girl and Pop for fucking names. What in the weird type of shit is going on here? And look at them. They think this shit funny. Look at Jessa Legs.
Wild.
He called her Baby Girl. He called her Cece, Cassie Combs. Those were the nicknames that he had for her.
Think about the contrast. Granddaddy and Baby Girl.
BBG and Pop Up.
It's Pop Up.
If you're struggling with getting pro vocal mixes, let me show you something that might help. It's called Xvox, and it's by far the fastest and easiest way to get incredible sounding.
Pop, but come on, y'all. Come on, guys. Come on, man.
Well, but that's crazy.
Yeah, well, so in the text messages, she's saying that she wants to freak off, and people, and I think the prosecutors brought this up early because they want to get ahead of it, because she's saying she's initiating it, right?
No,
she also alleging at the same time she was trying to get away from it and couldn't. So she's
initiating it.
Said that the reason why she shot this text and the reason why they were even in that hotel in LA that she got dragged back in 2016 was because she had this major movie premiere coming up on Monday. That video that we saw, she alleges happened over the weekend. She believes it was Friday. She said she initiated that freak off because she wanted to make him happy. When he was pleased, when his moods were great, she would be okay. She didn't want anything to ruin her premiere. She didn't want to be told that she couldn't go or that, to have bruises or anything allegedly. So she said she did the freak off. They got there. They were drinking, partying with one of the escorts, a male escort. And somehow she ends up getting hit in her face by him. He allegedly punches her in her face. She's bruised in the face now. And she said at that point,
do you not see the fucking torture and pain this girl done fucking been through? And for y'all to steal the defendant nigga and say that she initiated and all this extra shit, you even sitting there as a woman speaking on how he put his hands physically on her and not even fucking.
She's like, I got to get out of here because if it gets worse, she's thinking about the premiere and she's scared. So we see her in the video trying to get away, and that's when she says that, you know, she alleges he dragged her back into the room, took her stuff back into the room, but she was trying to explain why she was even there in the first place. And again, just, you know, quickly put in context to that video, she said this is her trying to get away, can't get away, but doing this because if it makes him happy, she can be in some bit of peace.
What was the reaction in the courtroom when all this was happening? Even the semen on the nipples. Like, what was the reaction with Puff, the family, even Cassie's husband who was there? Like,
You know,
what
I think so. I was sitting behind Cassie's brother and Cassie's husband. Her brother was a bit uneasy when they were playing the video. They didn't really react too much to the whole semen on nipple and a lot of stuff with the men. And I don't know if it's because everybody knows that we're all watching them. Neither did Puff's family. But there was one point where they talked about all the drugs that they would be on the freak offs, because she said she wouldn't remember a lot of them because of them. And they asked her, well, how were you reading up on drugs? How did you know who to call? And she said it was because of Diddy. And then they asked her, well, whose drug contact was it? Like, whose drug dealer was it? And she said she alleges it was Puff's. And I watched him, and Puff was looking at her, and he was like, he made this face like, come on, man. And I was like, oh wow. And that was
Really? Because you watched Puffy face, that means that he was saying that she lied, and you supposed to go with Puffy, even though Puffy was just beating her ass, making her set up all these freak offs and everything, hold this girl for her will and all that. But you supposed to listen to him because he made a face expression, right? You see how fucking synchronized this shit is? You see how I can't fucking listen to the Breakfast Club? You see how they teamed up and fucking a lot of Diddy boppers and ass kissing shit going on here, allegedly? Huh? De Rosa, whatever the fuck.
the first time that I saw him visibly, like, because other than that, it was blank stare at her the whole.
I wonder, didn't they arrest one of Diddy's drug mules?
Right? Didn't they arrest the dude that they said it was?
Remember that little
They
white
did.
dude? He's not on trial.
I don't know if he's going to be included in the trial or not. So
You know what's crazy about that? That's funny that they say that shit, because guess what? I promise you, 9 times out of 10, that little motherfucker is a secret weapon. And when he come out and testify on the stand, because his daddy and his parents are powerful people, and we ain't gonna speak on it, because he got that moolah. But when that motherfucker testify on the stand, that's when shit gonna hit the fan, and shit might get exposed. See how she roll her ass like that? That is a big question mark right now before Diddy. Diddy is terrified. You know why? They can't find that kid nowhere. And they ain't gonna find him unless he come up on the stand and speak.
far, the witness list, all we've heard from was one male escort, Cassie, the LAPD security guy.
And remember, that was a little white kid too. Let's not fucking forget.
Was like security at
And
the
how was she
hotel.
doing it? Because she's pregnant. So she doing? Does she need multiple breaks? Is she in
took
pain,
two.
or
Yes, she took
does
two
look fine
breaks.
mentally?
She took 2 breaks. She asked for one of the breaks. While she's on the stand, she's doing a lot of like this, like
Touching her
holding her
stomach
stuff,
and
and
yeah,
she cried a little bit.
Contracting.
Yeah,
That would be
Like
crazy.
8 months. Yeah.
She cried a little bit in the beginning, like the opening of her testimony, but she held it together very, very well.
Listen, I told y'all yesterday that video is going to be the most.
That is so much for an 8-month pregnant woman to be on the stand like that during that time. The contractions, the emotions, the shit that she dealing with, the fact that she gotta remember all the shit that happened to her and relive it, along with deal with seeing this man looking at her in her fucking face, with these people grilling her that's on his side. That's a strong woman. Y'all say whatever the fuck y'all want to.
Damning piece of evidence in this case, because it's almost impossible to see that video and give Diddy the benefit of the doubt for anything. And I know folks, say, "Oh, he's not on trial for domestic violence," but the beating part is part of the coercion and manipulation that defines trafficking in a court of law. When you get people to engage in sexual acts through violence or drugs or emotional manipulation, that all constitutes trafficking in a court of law. I guarantee you what you're going to see over the next few days is them defining.
And from it, and also what Charlamagne is not mentioning, even though I know this nigga like educating the way he do so well, that he think he educated. Also, what he is not mentioning is that the fact that they even added and included trafficking in there, meaning that's a door open for a lot of different shit to be added on. Because what you go
What
with that,
sexual trafficking is, they're going to be talking about the Mann Act. They're going to be talking about the coercion and the manipulation, the combo of drugs and violence and the emotional manipulation that he allegedly used to get people to do sexual things. I guarantee they're going to start talking about the transportation of prostitutes. That's all of
They're
that goes
setting
into
it up.
sexual trafficking things.
I agree with what you're saying because they set it up real good just to bring that landing in.
I'm glad somebody finally fucking seeing it and realizing. Cause Charlamagne called that shit out. They set that shit up perfectly. Y'all think this shit working in this man's favor? You finna sit back with what TLC said? You gotta just kick it. Sit back, do to relax your feet, party on down to the. Yup, just kick it. Cause you're gonna be kicking back for a while with this shit. I promise you. They finna shut his ass down.
Prostitute and an escort.
So the way that they were having a conversation yesterday was like escorts are people that like not even an escort, but they were calling them escorts, but a lot of the men that they were enlisting from like Backpage, Craigslist, and these like service escort services. Backpage is old, right? Were people that were supposed to be there. They come and you like enjoy their time. So like
They
y'all
was
going
buying
little
cock off Craigslist,
bro,
Shut up,
and
man.
she was having to use.
Diddy was while you sitting there last saying that was Diddy that was getting that shit off of Craigslist, Backpage, and all that extra other shit. While you sitting there, why you into
her
that?
real phone number to respond to the ads.
There was booty on
She didn't
Backpages?
have to post. She didn't have to post them, but she had to use her real phone number to respond to the ads. She said. But to answer your question, they're still really defining it. But from what I'm getting from it, it seems like an escort isn't supposed to be having sex with you.
Oh,
They're supposed to just be there and like you enjoy their time. You might
Gotcha.
date with them. They might come and do like bring a
They
stripper.
might come
or,
and come, and then you take that cum and rub it on your nipples.
Don't get.
See what I mean? And you got weirdos like Charlamagne that get a kick out of that shit that always want to throw in the gay joke or two.
Me the
This
line
is why
because I
people
don't
was
get into
mad
all
right
that.
now.
What?
Yeah.
Y'all only seen.
I was duly intrigued, and my notes were noting.
This is
but
years and years of comedy material.
This is years and years of comedy material. Anyway, moving on. I can't endure no more. What I was going to next? Oh yeah, the Chris Brown situation. I just find it mighty strange that all this shit happened just coincidentally. And the only people
You have
that
to
look
have
like they're
boundaries
getting
on your.
attacked, the only people that look like they're getting attacked is the people that literally they can't any type
So
of
this
defense.
breaking right now, Chris
Towards
Brown
Tory.
was just arrested
And Chris Brown
at his
just,
hotel in Manchester over a bottle of.
I mean, like last night, just probably before he was arrested, made a post saying free Tory. Then all of a sudden, the next day, Chris Brown arrested.
Attack in a nightclub. So reports via the Sun and Daily Mail are that the Met Police arrested Chris Brown at 2 a.m. at the Lowry Hotel in Manchester. Now, they say that this arrest comes because of an incident that happened back in February of 2023, where he allegedly got into it with a music producer, and the music producer alleged that he was hit with a bottle, and there was like a whole fight. So what they're reporting is that Chris Brown flew into Manchester Airport.
Oh, so he got arrested for some shit that was old and long ago that happened a long time ago. Okay.
On a private jet yesterday afternoon, and then they became aware of his presence in the UK. So the Sun reached out to police there and they asked, was Chris Brown under arrest? And the Met detectives then say that they traveled to Manchester where they arrested Chris Brown at the hotel. They say that he was taken into custody and is thought to have been taken to a police station for questioning. The Met police released this. A 36-year-old man was arrested at a hotel in Manchester shortly after 200 hours on Thursday. the 15th of May on suspicion of grievous bodily harm. He has been taken into custody, remains. The arrest relates to an incident at a venue in Hanover Square on the 19th of February 2023. And again, that incident that they're talking about is when the music producer said that it was an unprovoked attack that happened on him allegedly around 3 a.m. when Chris Brown and his entourage were at a club called Dirty Martini, and they got into it. So that is breaking right now. So there will be some updates there.
That's crazy. Free him right now, y'all.
Damn, Jess
ahead,
look like
Jess.
she on
Just about to fly
What the
out
hell?
and bail him out
Period.
herself.
Yeah, she was like,
What
what
the
happened?
hell
Like,
is
you
this
would have thought
song?
that this was her real man when I said it in the room. Like, what happened?
Free him right now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because this happened so long
free
ago.
him.
It did.
Right
It did. I don't know if maybe they
now.
were just waiting for him to get closer to bring him in for the question or how it works. Because why can't you arrange something like that? Would have been my.
What the hell is Jess on?
Should have known when he went back that they had a warrant for him.
Yeah, because it had to be leading up. Because this guy, he was alleging Chris Brown hit him over the head with a bottle, and at the entourage like got to kicking him on the floor, and then he had to go to the hospital, needed crutches. It was like a whole thing. But yes,
No, he didn't.
that's
He kicked him while they was on the floor.
that's what they mean as alleging.
What the fuck is wrong with Jess?
He's alleging that Chris Brown and his entourage.
Hell no.
There'll be some updates there.
I know they ain't getting that messed up on the Breakfast Club now.
Originally started, I had the contract, and I'm not.
Who the hell
Rose,
is that?
a three-door.
I used to have a 2000.
Oh my God.
Just where the joke.
And during the time that he was at her place.
No, enough of that. Hospital around trial. Enough of that shit. Man, oh man, ain't looking good for Diddy. And like they said, the shit is just getting wrapped up. Ain't even crunch time yet. Let's see what the experts talking about. That's crazy, man.
4 things you did about Tap Stitch. The first thing you didn't know about Tap Stitch is our headquarters
Did he do
right
it?
here in Los Angeles, California. The second thing you didn't know about Tap Stitch.
The Diddy Boppers is out, man. They came to play. They out and about, trying to be seen. Anybody that protect this man, that feel like this man did no harm and no wrong, you have to examine, you have to watch. Shit, study even. Because something ain't right. Damn, what the fuck? Why we on the slow leg and shit? I've been on this motherfucker for a while. Anyway. Yeah. Because
if she wasn't picking up, that he would become incensed and mad to the point of demanding what she was doing and where she was at. But now we are learning here through the cross-examination that things may have been a little bit different during the course of the relationship. At times, Cassie was mad at Sean because he wasn't talking to her much on the phone, or when they were on the phone, it wasn't lasting as long as she wanted to be part of the conversation. So these are just some other little takeaways that are coming part here of this cross-examination, and we are following it for you along the way on Live Now from Fox as we await more key updates coming from inside of the courtroom, everyone. But again, more updates will be coming, and we are learning that the defense and prosecution is about to get going. The jury and Cassie Ventura still not back in.
they ain't looking too good for the diddler.
So we're keeping our latest updates ready for that and for you as, again, very, very crucial here on this cross-examination day. Many were saying how just in demand this day was going to be.
These claims of violence, because it has to be shaping his character at this point to what they're hearing of what Diddy is capable of, even if they're not touching directly on some of the things that he's been charged with.
Sure. Given that there's so many different allegations as it relates to what she testifies, for example, blowing up Kid Cudi's car, that's what she says. But the question is, what is there to corroborate it? Now, we know from the testimony and some of the evidence is going to come in that the car was blown up. Was Diddy taking credit for something that he didn't do and was just trying to essentially intimidate and harass her, or take credit for something that he wasn't a part of? Or did he really do it? There's going to have, the prosecution and the government is going to have to present corroborating evidence in order to show that what Cassie is saying is in fact true and not just an allegation. Keep in mind, she had $20 million worth of reasons to come into court and to file a lawsuit, and she received compensation for that. That's also in front of the jury. So her credibility is still at issue, and the government would do well to put things around her, i.e. evidence and other witnesses, to corroborate what she's saying.
I'm glad you brought that up because, of course, it did come out in court today as well that she settled that November 2023 lawsuit that kicked all of this off for $20 million, as you said there. Is she not violating any prior agreements by getting the $20 million by, again, disclosing some of those details of that agreement in court today?
Well, typically, even if there is a non-disparagement clause or a confidentiality clause, which may be a part of a civil case settlement, which essentially puts a gag order on the person from not being able to talk about the settlement or the case, all of that goes to the side if you're under a federal subpoena. You're going to come to court, and oftentimes the way they're drafted, those agreements, it allows a loophole for a person to be able to comply with a subpoena because that person essentially cannot resist or reject the government's overtures or demand. So I don't think she's going to run afoul of that, especially given she may have already had reason to know that this day would come. She would get a civil payday from her lawsuit, but also need to appear in criminal court.
Damn, that's
crazy. That the defense, and what was the strategy back then for allowing this lawsuit to come? Because they had tried to settle beforehand, before this officially became public. Why do you think Diddy's defense team didn't work harder to keep this under wraps? Now, of course,
they trying to defend him so hard.
For his life, because he could be facing life in prison.
Right. Well, when the tell-all book comes out, or there's a witness who gives details, we'll have a better insight as to
wait for that Cassie tell-all.
Why they didn't settle Cassie's lawsuit early. However, what I would say
you gotta
is,
come out with that book.
They may have had when that she was going to proceed with the book that she was talking about, and that this was coming down the line. So they might have said, what would be the use of settling the lawsuit if I still have to face the music in criminal court? Nevertheless, if I'm Diddy's lawyer and I pass actions, misdeeds, cross-examination, where a defendant who's accused of something violent or heinous or something that's very, objected to by society has their family there. And so that's family support. That's important for the defendant. But at the same time, a jury can actually be turned off by that because they're saying, you did all these things. You're listening to this and you have the nerve to have your mother here. You have the nerve to have your kids here listening to what type of monster or animal you are. Right. What type of person are you? So that could turn off a jury. At the same time, you have family there, and it can also soften the way in which a jury looks at a person as they realize he's not just a monster, or he's not a monster at all. He's a family man. He has kids. Just
because he has kids don't mean he has family. He's a family man.
Despite these rumors, this case, despite this relationship,
that's not going to work, bro.
Kids that are here and they look good. And
there's a video of him beating the shit out of a woman, bro. That's not going to fucking work.
By the government and the government's.
That's not going to work.
Lastly, before we take a 2-minute
break,
we've got a lot more to discuss as well. As we started off this
That
interview,
video
we played
got
some
him.
of the remarks that were made from Cassie's lawyer. Why is it that we haven't heard from Diddy's lawyer speaking outside media? Of course, everyone is paying attention to
Yeah,
this
'cause they
case all around
scared.
the world, trying to get any
They don't know what
inkling
to
of
say.
information as to what's happening inside the courtroom.
They don't know how to
We got
come
a
out
little
and
bit
say
from
it.
Cassie's lawyers today. What is it stopping Diddy's lawyers from making remarks on the behalf of their client?
Well, I could totally see Diddy's lawyers being hesitant to come
Somebody's
out
scared.
and give a press conference or give remarks to the media by answering questions on the way to their car. Why? Because they could be posed with some very tough questions that they may not want to have to admit. So what did your client say about the video? Why did he do this? Why did he do that? You know, it may cause more problems than necessary, and it may potentially tip their hand as to their strategy as to how they're going to deal with Cassie and the other government witnesses that are sure to come. So they may just be holding their cards to their vest, which might be a shrewd move given the amount of attention on the case and the highly sensitive nature of the testimony that was given today.
Absolutely, and we're just continuing to showcase some of this video footage that we've seen from outside of the courtroom so far this week. There's Diddy's other son, Quincy. They're entering the Sprint van alongside the mother of his first child, I should say, Misa Hilton, another high-profile individual, all crowding into there to support Diddy. Again, media has been all over this case. No cameras inside of the courtroom. Ultimately, before we step away for a 2-minute break and transition to some of those other topics, Adante, what do you think about that? Is the cameras not being in the courtroom, is that critical for Diddy or Cassie? Is this going to help either side of this case?
Well, you know, Diddy's clearly has the much more visible and high-flying brand. And so if there were cameras in the courtroom, people would be able to see the testimony come in and judge for themselves, which could severely tarnish his reputation more than it already is by these allegations in the trial alone. However, being myself an attorney who often practices in federal court, it's hard for me to understand why cameras are not allowed. Cameras.
All right, folks, we are getting some more testimony coming on right now from the cross-examination of Cassie in this Diddy trial, day 4. I want to bring this to your attention because it is another big one. The defense says and brings up to Cassie a message in which Ventura wrote saying, "I love our freak-offs when we both want it," and asked if she truly meant it. Ventura responded saying that she loved the freak-offs, and it didn't reflect how she actually felt anymore, though. The defense also brings up this, where Sean Combs texted her, "I want to freak out right now." And Cassie replied, "LOL, me too." Ventura then said, "I texted more than that." The defense says, "But you did send that." Then he says, "Jules is available if you're into it." So again, we are seeing now more of these text messages and emails of Cassie saying that she is into these freak-offs and is willingly participant, and is talking about really the next time that they'll be able to freak off at. So again, just more contradictions than from what we saw yesterday, as the prosecution really tried to paint Sean Combs as this vindictive person who forced violence and forced sexual acts onto Cassie. But now through these different text exchanges and emails, we're getting a different side of the story. In some of those times, Cassie is very, very excited about the notion of another freak-off and what to expect from those. So let's wait for more updates here on Live Now from Fox, everyone. We continue to bring it to you worldwide. Also, getting another update. The defense also asked and says, "You asked which hotel, then mentioned going to Pleasure Chest." Ventura says, "I must have called him in between." The defense says, "What would you get there?" And Ventura responded, "Sexual supplies." So right now, defense is trying to show the jurors that not only was she engaged in freak-offs, that she enjoyed them, but she would also be willing to go out and buy sexual toys for the freak-offs that would come maybe later in the day or in the coming days. So again, these are just some major takeoffs that are continuing, and we are bringing you these updates on Live Now from Fox worldwide on this day 4, everyone. That could be one of the most pivotal, if you think about it, from this
Oh shit, I'm back. Woo!
Instagram doesn't pay me a dime. They're making money off of me. So
Down on the dealer. Now, what's next? So we done talked about the Chris Brown. We done talked about the shit. We done didn't know went over it all. What I wanted to, it was something I wanted to. Oh yeah, what's his name? The ones that's not defending Diddy. You know, you got to speak on that. Okay, you know there are some ones that do feel like Diddy, you fucked up, bro. And Lil Woody is one of the ones that's coming out. Actually, not aiding in the bed into Diddy defense. You know?
Okay. Yo, I told y'all leave me alone because I see niggas in the water to myself. Oh, Poppy, we ain't doing no shit like that, dog.
But here's where it gets absolutely out of pocket. And he said, I quote,
So y'all need to make sure y'all explain this shit right here in the comments. People from up north, I don't care if you from Philly, I don't care if you from goddamn New Jersey. All y'all from up north, y'all be talking about the South. Y'all talking about Atlanta. But P. Diddy did this one. Wow, that nigga let nigga come on here. Oh my God, this nigga freaky, y'all.
I ain't even gonna lie. When I heard that, I dropped my, spun my hair around, and just started shaking my head.
Man, you got to be messed up in the head. Like, I don't got nothing against the gays, y'all.
About all this in this federal or little gonna be a lawyer and stay.
I don't be from God. I told y'all leave me alone because I see niggas in the water to myself. Oh, Poppy, we ain't doing no shit like that down here, partner. So y'all need to make sure y'all explain this shit right here in the comments. People from up north, I don't care if you from Philly, I don't care if you from
You can't explain that shit.
New Jersey. All
Yeah,
y'all
weird ass
y'all
nigga.
talking about the South. Y'all talking about Atlanta. But P. Diddy did this one. Wow, that nigga let nigga come on here. Oh my God, this nigga freaky, y'all. Man, you got to be messed up in the head. Like, I don't got nothing against the gays. I love y'all. But P. Diddy's a different.
Try 600. Hey, this the drop right here. If you ain't with it, you getting.
That nigga a whole nother breed. That wasn't. That's the only thing that Lil Woody had to fucking say. I'm thinking he was exposing that nigga even more. That's all you had to say, nigga. Man, that was a waste of fucking time. Anyway, I'm trying to see. Oh no, that's Big Ratchet. Yeah, I'm trying to see the more on the Diddy trial. Law and crime always be having this shit. David hit me. Why does he hit me? Wait, what the hell? What's going on, Combs? How did you find out about Gina? How did you feel? Did it upset you? Ventura, yes. Estavo, it's prompt arguments. Ventura, it did. Who is Estavo? Estavo, and he thought you were not faithful. What what were his reactions, Ventura? It was scary. Oh, this must be in the courtroom. Okay, these. Who the fuck is inner city press? Okay, fuck that. We finna go on Twitter. We finna go to X. Cause something going on in the courtroom where they ain't telling, and we gotta get the full source. Now I'm cool to read it if it's live, but hey, for the people that don't like reading, what was that nigga name? Inner City Press. Okay. Yeah, Inner City Press be on it, huh? They get the up to date shit. Okay, we ain't even gotta go here. Hold on. So we gonna go to X. I'm gonna switch this real quick. Tune in. For those who tune in, be sure to hit the like, comment, subscribe. I'm your humble host, Mr. Mass. You are watching and tuned into Mr. Mass TV, okay? We talking about the Diddy boppers, the Diddy situation, okay? Diddy trial, all that, okay? So, without further ado, we're going to get into these, what's going inside the courtroom, okay? Oh, shit, I got to switch this. Inner City Press is the page from what we know of. Let me do a quick refresh on this shit. Get it up to date. Matthew Russell Lee. Oh shit. Okay, this shit is up to date. This 4 minutes ago, and then this one says 20 something 25 seconds ago. Okay. Combs Estavo. Did there come a time he suspected you were in a relationship with somebody in the industry? Mr. Mescuti, Ventura, that's Cassie, yes. Estavo, which is probably Combs' lawyer or one of his lawyers. Mr. Combs thought it would be good for your career if you collaborated with Mr. Mr. Mescuti. Ventura, yes. Okay. Now Combs Estavo, this is the lawyer. Why did you begin your relationship with Mr. Mescuti? Ventura, which is Cassie, we enjoyed each other's company. Estavo, you were in a relationship with Mr. Combs. Ventura, we were on a break. It's me saying that they was broken up. And Estavo, but you were still doing freak offs with him. Question mark. And then Ventura, she responds back, yes. Okay, that's no shock. Damn, this shit from an hour ago. Judge shows Miss Ventura didn't exhibits in advance. Maybe just as she's questioned, rather than these exhibits, we have a time and concern. We not be able to finish a folio. We might not be able to finish tomorrow. This is the most important witness. Judge, for months we said the witness had to be off the stand by the end of the week. Also on direct was a day and a half limit to that. Damn, who the most important witness? Cassie? I'm confused. Hold on. Okay, let me refresh. So I don't know where they're trying to go with that. I mean, we all understand and know that yeah, Cassidy. There's a sense or a chance that Cassidy, well, she was doing the freak offs with him, of course, okay. But still, that don't mean that she was in her own free will setting up the freak offs and the shit was all her idea. It was something that he wanted to do. I'm so confused about that. How the fuck is y'all not seeing this man is portraying him as being a monster, but y'all coming at her and grilling her while she pregnant and all this shit, and she probably dealing with trauma, all type of shit. Wow, that's crazy. This is America, I guess. Cassie across today extra. Oh, somebody speaking on. Hold on.
2025. We're covering the Sean Combs trial. It's misty out here, but we're going in early. Why? Because after yesterday, the direct examination of Cassie Ventura ended. There could have been cross-examination. It was only 4 o'clock, but they got into a big dispute about what the cross-examination can include. Can it include prior sexual acts? It involved Mr. Mark Agnifilo, lead counsel for Sean Combs, saying, if you were just going to say, are you effing somebody, that's not about an act. It's just a colloquial way that people say, are you cheating on me? And jealousy is a big part of the defense. The prosecutors and lawyers for the victims, including Douglas Wigdor, who was on the scene, said, no, you cannot ask about these prior acts. And there's a specific federal rule of evidence about it. So that it's all very interesting. The problem with it is that they're saying it can only be resolved in the robing room out of the public view. So we're heading in to cover, I guess, from the outside but we will be definitely covering the cross-examination in some detail. There's a lot of things going on. We put them up. We put some analysis on Substack. We put some documents on Patreon, and we're going to be back tweeting away. There's also extra subscribers for a little bit of analysis. In any event, this is the big thing here. As you'll see when we get to the courthouse, there's a huge. Late last night, there were people camped out in tents and little pods.
Damn.
So it's something else, is all I can say. I was just thinking this morning, imagine if Combs were not in detention, it would be a mob scene of people yelling, Diddy, in the front. Now, of course, there are other cases, and we're covering them closely. On the New York corruption beat, Sacavino, interestingly enough, the man from the fire department, the government was only asking for 30 months. Not only, but they were asking for 30 months. His co-defendant, Cordero, got 20 months. Well, Judge Lyman gave 36 months, more than was requested, which is rare, and clearly a statement on his part about the seriousness of this selling of expedited review. Of course, that was sort of what Eric Adams was charged with, but his indictment was dropped. He's all over today. He's going to be in Queens. He's in Brooklyn. There's some mayoral debates, but 9 to 5 at least, it's all Diddy. Now, in a sort of bigger world, SNY Judge Helber.
Man, some of them judges be corrupt as fuck. Just saying. Now, while Judge Shamarian has not issued a written order, he seemed to say that the witness lawyer can speak to them, but of course not coach their testimony. One of the lawyers said that this may be too vague and invite claims of violations. We'll see. Damn. Now, inner city press. Hey, quick question. So, are the witness allowed to? Oh, that was the next question. Oh shit! Hold on. Yeah, help me out. Let me get the live and updated shit. How goes this? Oh, this the 14th. Okay, we gotta go down. Calm down, people. This is the second witness. We knew she would testify about how the monster tried to kill her in a relationship, but it doesn't show a pattern or behavior. If he is like that with the ones he loved, then ooh shit, somebody breaking that shit down. So many people going to HELL over going to hell over this abuse. Ooh. Somebody said sham child. They are out to get Diddy for sure. He may be a bad man, but they offended. They offered a deal to Ventura and not press charges on her because she is clearly complicit in all of this. In all the case, just mad, just bad from a prosecutor side, and that challenges don't fit the case president. Darius Tans, bro, what the fuck you talking about? Next, somebody said R. Kelly got 30 years. Diddy looking to follow suit. His team better realize everyone sees him as a piece of shit. They better try to paint him as a jealous. They're gonna try to paint him as a jealous POS, not a trafficking POS. This is a difference in the eye of the law of the court. Now that's rape allegations. Woo. Yeah, it's not looking good for the diddler. It's not looking good for the diddler at all. I'm just saying. I'm trying to find a. What was I at before? Oh hell no, I ain't subscribing to nothing, bro. Okay, that was 10 minutes ago. Let's see. We just trying to get the up to date shit. Oh, excuse me. Okay, 4 minutes ago. Judge, let's take a break. So they on break intermission. But they was. I don't know if they is no more. One 10 p.m. They're back. Judges Misanfo has the witness chance to review the citizens. There ain't really much going on. Okay, they still trying to. I feel like Diddy team and the defense is trying to spin and trying to find a narrative that they can put on Cassie. But as it can see, y'all can see, ain't shit sticking, ain't shit sticking, ain't shit happening. It's not. It's not hitting for what they fucking thought it was. No matter how much they try to spin this and how it's bad on Cassie, it always look worse on Diddy. That's what I'm getting out of it. Because otherwise, I don't see they really have anything. It felt right. Hold on. We got more action. Somebody feel good. What?
Sean Diddy Combs, his former girlfriend, R&B singer Cassie Ventura, facing cross-examination today for 2 days on the stand in direct. This just moments ago, she was asked the judge for a quick break during her cross, all happening in federal court, so no cameras, but we do have our Kelly Craft. She's been covering this like no other in Manhattan, outside the federal courthouse. Kelly, good morning to you. Fill us in on what has happened so far with the much anticipated cross of Cassie Ventura.
Well, hi there, Ted. Yes, earlier, Cassie did ask for a short break. She is back on the stand right now. But before we came back from the break, she was standing there waiting for everyone to make their way into the courtroom. And she was holding something in her hands, and it appeared to be a rosary. At least it was beads of some sort. And she was going along the beads as if you're saying the rosary. So she was standing there. She has on a black blazer that's kind of like a tuxedo-looking blazer, but she's holding up pretty well today, seems to be in good spirits, and has been kind of chuckling at times on the stand, even in an exchange between her and defense counsel when they were talking about how she was going to be reading the communication messages between her and Sean Combs. In regard to Sean Combs, before they came back from that break, he was conferring a lot with his defense counsel, but as soon as Cassie got back onto the witness stand, he was sitting back in his chair, very relaxed, just hands clasped in front of him and listening. At one point, he did start conferring with his counsel when some communications were being brought up on the screen. We do have a bit of the testimony that we can put up for you on our screen right now. We can talk about it, what was said so far inside that courtroom. So, as I was mentioning what Cassie was wearing, this is what Combs is wearing. He has on a beige sweater, white collar, and gray pants. So he's kind of had the same kind of look every single day. His three sons and mother, they're in the courtroom. Combs tapped his chest when he made eye contact with them. And then Ventura, as I was mentioning, wearing a black tuxedo-style jacket with a light blouse, her hair tied back into a ponytail. And in regard to some of the testimony, let's take a look at that and what was said so far on the stand. So Ventura read loving emails between the couple from 2008. Combs said, "I'm a very lucky man. I love you. I miss you. I can't wait to hold you." And Ventura responded, "I'm a very lucky woman. I miss you so much. I'd fly wherever you needed me to, whenever. I love you." So that's an example of one of the things that was said today in court in regard to her testimony. We do have another one we can put up for you in which she was testifying that she wanted more time and attention from Combs. "I haven't talked to you at all. I know you can take 3 minutes out of your day to talk to me, and you don't even try. I'm really hurt by the way you deal with me. I don't need your money. I need some attention. I am thankful, but I can pay for these things myself." And Ted, I just walked from outside the courthouse, and some of the other things that she was just testifying to are getting pretty graphic in nature, so I'm not going to be able to read everything on camera. But one of the things that's going to be important, and what defense counsel is picking up on, is an email. So when these emails or BlackBerry messages are being discussed, she is addressing them to Puffy or Pop. That was the nickname that she had for him. And she told him that in order for me to be more open, I need to feel like you're my husband, that this is the only man who will have this aggressive sexual side of me. And this is where it gets to be important, because then she says in this email exchange that in the beginning, when we were in love and we did these freak-offs, she responded and she said, "It felt right." So that's what she says in that email. And defense counsel questioned her about that and what she was referring to. It was those freak-offs. And she said, "It felt right." She said, "We were in love." And then she said, "I'm afraid, though, that I'm becoming just one of your girlfriends in order for you to get your fantasies off." So they are going through all of these communications.
Do you not see how they are telling on him? Just by them saying, her saying that she's afraid that all of these freak-offs is going on your fantasies and all, it just shows that she's doing the shit because he wants her to. Not free will, not from her setting up the freak-off shit. She probably didn't even come up with the freak-off idea. That's a Diddy idea. Because he was doing it with Kate, shit, with the one before her. Why ain't y'all bringing up Kim Porter? Because if y'all gonna talk this shit about how he did Cassie, y'all have to open the door for Kim Porter. I mean, at some point. Because why ain't that fucking being brought up? Because it's a pattern with him. Shit. Before Kim Porter, it was J-Lo. Should I go on? But y'all ain't gonna get J-Lo on the stand because J-Lo probably scared as hell for her life to even fucking talk on the stand.
Ted, between Sean Combs and Cassie, trying to establish consent, that she was a willing participant, and sending messages to him, one of which I'm not going to read, talking about the things that she wanted to be doing in these freak-offs.
Interesting. Yeah, and how would you describe the back and forth? Is it tense? Is it aggressive? I assume Tenny Garrigo's doing it, a female defense attorney. How is this going? How would you describe it?
I think it's going well so far. It's not aggressive right now. It's not. And as I mentioned, there was a little bit of chuckle between the two of them right after she came back from that break, because how Cassie was reading the communications, I think Cassie was thinking maybe she needed to start from the top down, which seems logical, but it seems as if defense counsel was going from the bottom up and wanting her to read them. And Cassie responded, well, I just want to make sure that I'm reading them the right way. They kind of laughed back and forth, and the judge said, get to a question. So he wanted to cut off any sort of niceties that were occurring between the two of them, and he was like, get right to a question. But you know, Ted, it's the beginning. It's just the beginning of the cross, and she's going to be on the stand for quite some time. I anticipate that it will eventually get kind of aggressive.
Absolutely. All right, Kelly Craft, thank you. We'll let you get back into the courtroom. Kelly will be with us throughout the day with updates on this cross-examination between defense attorney Anna Estevao and Cassie Ventura on the stand.
Yes, you could like that man did no wrong. Men, women, all like shit. Some of them wish they could have had Diddy parties. Had been to them Diddy parties. They Diddy bopping. They out there. I'm telling y'all. Ooh, it's a lot of shit going on right now. So yeah, they ain't really. Everybody's saying the same shit.
I wonder if I should raise my prices.
New York City, Cassie Ventura returns to the stand for cross-examination in Diddy's federal sex trafficking trial. Federal sex trafficking trial. Boy, that's a mouthful.
Examination of Cassie Ventura is.
Oh, this is the same ass weird lady. Hell no. Bye bye, lady. Bon voyage. Oh shit. 2 minutes ago.
Focusing back now on our breaking coverage of Sean Diddy Combs' racketeering and sex trafficking trial in New York. Right now, the prosecution's star witness, Cassie Ventura, is back on the stand under cross-examination. And moments ago, the judge just weighed in on timing, telling the defense they have until tomorrow's lunch break to continue questioning her, adding that anything after would be up to his discretion.
Combs' defense has been trying to challenge roughly 9 hours of direct testimony that Ventura has already given.
And they ain't getting shit out of challenging her, of just presenting evidence of showing her talking about how she's a one time or say that she liked the freak offs. That's all they really fucking presented. Well, and then they talk about, well, maybe she enjoyed it and it was okay for her. Huh? She literally said several times, even when she was telling y'all the information, that he was the one planning it. He was the one setting it up. He was the one who was chasing her down after she was running away. He was the one doing all this shit. But why don't y'all never hold the sickos accountable? Why are y'all always fucking defending them? It's sick. It's pathetic. It's getting out of fucking hand. And it has to stop.
She has told jurors that Combs allegedly abused her. And she said that over their 11-year relationship, she felt threatened at times to perform sexual acts with him. With us now is attorney and legal affairs commentator Ariva Martin. Ariva, what is your reaction to how the defense is approaching this so far?
So, Brianna, we expected this. We know from the opening statement from the defense, a big part of their case is trying to get this jury to believe that Cassie Ventura was a consenting adult in these sexual acts, these freak-offs that we've heard so much about during her direct testimony. So a lot of what the defense has been doing today during this cross-examination is showing text messages and getting Cassie Ventura to acknowledge that, according to these text messages, she was a willing participant in some of these freak-offs.
Look at one of the things that it's a woman at that. Anna Estevao. That's who grilling Cassie right now on the stand. Take a good look. Anna Estevao. Go look up, check out her track record, all that. Crazy.
We haven't.
I started this business August the 12th. That day I spent money buying a flip. 2 weeks.
Haven't heard yet, Brianna, is the connection between those text messages in the early stages of the relationship and the violence that we heard so much about during the direct testimony yesterday. And I think when the prosecution gets to redirect, we're going to see them try to link the violence that happened later in the relationship to her participation and make the argument still that she was being coerced into these commercial sex acts with escorts, despite how she may have felt about Sean Diddy Combs in the beginning of their relationship.
And Ariva, what do you make of the judge here weighing in on the timing? Because the defense, as our recent reporting indicated, had wanted to go at least through the end of tomorrow evening. I wonder if you think the judge is going to press for them to speed things up here, and that might affect.
What the fuck do they need to go any longer for when they're not even giving no fucking evidence? What evidence is they giving other than showing that she was into it sexually? Not showing that she was the one who instigated and started all this shit. She was the one who's setting up all this shit. Not still calling this man a monster for all the shit that she presented. Didn't they just say that they presented cuts and wounds and shit in the courtroom and pictures of the shit that he done did to her?
Their strategy.
Absolutely, Boris. The judge has said from the beginning of this trial that it was going to be an efficient trial, and he was going to do his best to keep it around 6 to 8 weeks. He has said he'll give the defense until tomorrow afternoon with their cross-examination, and any time after that will be at his discretion. Oftentimes, these examinations, Boris, start to become repetitive, and the judge is going to assess whether tomorrow afternoon, if he believes the questioning is indeed repetitive, if he believes enough information or if the defense has been given ample time to make their case. So it's always that balance between giving each party, each side, an opportunity to make their case, but at the same time, keeping the trial moving so that jurors, that's the big issue here, is keeping these jurors engaged.
For what reason would the judge grant going beyond lunchtime tomorrow?
I think, Brianna, if he believes that the defense has new material, if there are questions that have not been asked before today or tomorrow morning, if the judge believes that the defense makes a credible argument as to why they need more time. Judges are often persuaded by arguments.
That is the problem. They don't have a fucking good argument. They don't have enough evidence. The evidence that they have, Anna Estavano, whoever the fuck is representing whoever the fuck on Diddy team, is not looking good. Especially when they presenting videos, pictures, all type of shit coming out. You hearing witnesses coming out saying sick shit that Diddy engaged in. Ugh. And y'all still defending this man like he did nothing fucking wrong. That's so fucking sick.
From the lawyers that there's a particular area of questioning that they want to go into that they haven't gone into before, and that is essential to them making their case.
And when it comes to some of these text messages exchanged between the two of them, Ariva, I wonder what you make of them highlighting moments where there was some exchange between the two of them. Cassie talking about how much she loved Combs, that she wanted more time with him, more intimacy together, and Combs apparently at times reciprocating that.
Well, we know from Cassie's testimony yesterday that she said she was in love with him, that she had really strong feelings for him. And a big part of what the defense, again, is trying to make the case for is that these text messages are evidence of a couple that were in love, that chose to bring third parties into their sexual relationship, and that at all times Cassie was a willing participant. But again, trials are marathons. So good day for the prosecution. I may say a good day for the so far today, because they are establishing that at least in the early stages of the relationship, there should have been some form of consent. But we still haven't gotten to that point where know that Cassie was saying to Sean Diddy Combs, I no longer want to participate in these freak-offs, that I'm threatened, I'm concerned about blackmail, concerned about physical violence if I refuse to participate in them. And these issues of consent, Boris, are very complicated sometimes. Obviously, someone can consent to something at one point in time, and they can withdraw that consent at a later point in time. So I think we're going to see that concept played out during redirect by the prosecution.
I want to get to some of the latest details that we've gotten from the courtroom, specifically some of the text messages that have been exchanged between Cassie Ventura and Combs, and specifically the defense asking Cassie Ventura about a conversation in March 2017 when Ventura told Combs to essentially stop playing the victim, saying that she loves freak-offs when we both want them. And then she was asked about that, and she said,
what did she say when they asked her about?
I would say that loving freak-offs were just words at that point. Dave, I wonder what you make.
No, that's not what she said. Say, y'all go flipping shit. Go CNN lying too. It's not what the fuck she said. She said that because she knew that's what he liked it. It would make him feel better because she just wanted to make him happy.
Of the defense going through these text messages, trying to paint a picture of cohesiveness and even agreement over these sexual encounters that the prosecution is saying were coerced.
I definitely think the defense has won some points because although the prosecution tried to take the sting out of some of this by showing that she may have...
The defense have won some points, he says. Little do y'all know what's fucking coming. I can't wait till this shit get revealed and all the shit hit the fan. Y'all wait till Cassie and them team start grilling. I wonder if Diddy's gonna take the stand and they start grilling him. How's the reactions gonna be? Did you ever think about that? Did you ever think about all the witnesses they got? What about the little kid, the boy that was supplying all the drugs and shit? What happened with him? Is he going to be a witness? And when he be a witness, is he going to be in favor of Diddy and them team or in favor of himself? How many other more witnesses that is against this man that's coming out? If y'all ain't try to get to him first, allegedly, we gonna say.
Texted Diddy.
I don't even want to hear no one. The Diddy bopper's gonna stay Diddy bopping, okay? The diddler always gonna have his fans, okay? He always gonna have his stance because they all work together. They work as a unit. Now, in other news, y'all, I came, I saw, I did what I was supposed to do. I don't know what else I need to show y'all. If y'all don't understand, I don't know how to tell you. I'm your humble host, Mr. Mass. Peace out. Until the next one, like, comment, subscribe, Mr. Mass.
Welcome to the show, it's Mr. Mass TV. Serving all the drama just the way it should be. Stars and news making headlines daily. Turn up the volume, let's span it through globally. Entertainment drama, it's all in our queue. Celebrities and headlines coming straight